Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and I have your May reading. So I'm sorry I'm just a little bit late, but better than late than never. Of course, if you follow my daily dust, that should help you cover the couple of days of May that I've missed. But otherwise, this will give you a nice overall general energy for the month. During the live readings I've been having with my Sparkles of Light, been really getting some really good May energy for everybody. So I'm very excited for this month. We have 3 piles here. I'm doing another pick a card, pick a pile with a stack of cards and our different crystals here, and also at the end I'm going to do some charms, so look forward to that. So in pile number 1 we have the rose quartz, and just give you a little view of the cards we're using, the back of the cards, but the other sides are surprises. But that might help you decide which ones you want to get, which one you want to choose. And here we have the orange calcite, which is very delicious looking. Looks like pineapple or some kind of sugar chunk or something. That's one of my favorites. And here's our pile for you. Whenever you feel drawn to this one, then choose that one. And then pile number 3 is the Celestite. It's celestial. It's like heavens. Okay. So it gives you this nice angelic energy. So here's your cards for pile number 3. So it'll be interesting to see what your May is going to look like. I'll do a little bit of, well, each pile should have a little bit of love energy, money or career, spirit energy, and then we'll do a little bit of forest fae and secret fairy to get some extra messages. And sometimes I'm guided to choose another extra deck depending on the overall message of your pile. But usually that's basically how we're going to do this. And so now it's time to pick. Well, actually, before we pick, we're going to breathe. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Close your eyes. Release your breath through your mouth. Now open your eyes and let them drift to the pile that's meant for you. Let's begin. All right, and here we have pile number 1. Pile number 1, you have the rose quartz. We'll put that to the side, and let's see what your cards are. So the very first card is from the Soulflower Oracle deck, and you have Iris, meaning inspiration. The iris encourages you to cultivate the beauty within you so you can better create and express it in the world around you. Her deeply restorative energy helps revitalize your connection to divine guidance, helping you to discover your true passions and allowing inspiration and creativity to flow. Very nice. So that seems like a really good theme for you in the month. This iris energy. Maybe I should just do it like that. All right, and then just for fun, because of May 4th, hopefully you see this before May 4th. Even if you don't, it doesn't matter. We have some Star Wars affirmations. So you have, I am loved. Even when I feel most alone, there's always someone who has my back. I will let them lift me up when I fall. Here we go. All right. And then we have a Beltane Oracle. So we just had Beltane April 30th, May 1st. And let's see what that energy carries over. I feel probably all the way over until Maybon. So that will be another deck that I get, the Maybon, and so we can start focusing on Maybon after the summer months are over, pretty much, or towards the end of July, maybe August, start focusing on Maybon. But for now, we are in Beltane spirit here. and we have creation. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. It was like the tree was pregnant with you. Creation. So through the darkness I crossed and still found myself in the presence of life. Wow, very neat. And here with the Irish, we also had talked about inspiration. Interesting. And we talked about creation as well. So I feel like some of you could definitely be interested in babies and that kind of creation, but it could be also a creation of something beautiful, a book, a website, a new deck, an art piece, jewelry, cooking, a great recipe, whatever it is. There, you have a lot of creativity coming out, and it doesn't have to be a tangible material object. It could be lots of different things that you're just good at that nobody else is good at, or maybe there's plenty of people out there, but you feel like really like this is your thing, this is you, and you're getting really into your creativity and what you want to do with your life, basically. And even if you're an older person, you could be catching a new wind or finding a new hobby or something that's exciting to you. All right, so next we have one oracle from the Fairy Forest Oracle, and we have the Fairy Norn, planning, patience, and cooperation. So the Fairy Norn is all about this maybe there's an idea that you have, there's some kind of planning that is involved. So you have to sort of go step by step, First comes the inspiration or the idea, then comes how are you going to go about implementing this, bringing it, how are you going to birth this into the world? And it may take a lot of steps, and depending on what it is. And so your steps may include a lot of steps that other people's don't, or maybe you have a simplified way of doing things, or maybe there's speed in numbers. So you might be doing something that goes faster because you ask for assistance, or you have a team to help you. So but it is still like a lot of May will still be Mercury retrograde, and then we'll go into a shadow phase. So it's still about crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Be careful, precise, considerate, patient, especially about what you say and what you do. Share and look around and consider, think about all the different things that you've done in your life and what kind of pattern that you used to get what you wanted. And sometimes those things work, and sometimes you have to try something different. So it's time to do small and precise things. So focus, it's kind of like a zooming in, a detail work. And I kind of did that on this. I have a deck that I'm working on, was actually revising an older deck, because sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we have a product or thing out there that it doesn't always withstand the test of time. It looks like, oh my gosh, I need definitely more high resolution on that, or I need a different version of that box, or a different, you want to level up. People do, companies do that all the time. Even things, companies like Apple, technology always levels up. So it could be something like that, a leveling up of something that you've been working on, and now you're in this new phase. But by refining it, you're looking at the details of it. So just be careful, but also put care into it. There's a time where you can not be careless, but be a little bit looser and not so driven or focused or detailed oriented. It could be more of a general thing, but I feel like this time period in May for you is going to be more about the details. And also, it's easier to work in an environment where you don't have too much clutter. So some of that might be a good start too, to be more productive, cleaning your space in your area. That could be the little details that you do. Before you even begin a project, before you even get the tools to start a project. Say you want to start I don't know, oil painting or something. Well, and you have a space for it, but maybe it was a designated space for something else in your life. Maybe you had a photography studio and you're like, I'm not really doing photography anymore. I want to do oil. Like, I feel like you can have both, but I also feel like it's better if you clear it away. Like if you just really think you're never going to do photography, then it's time to put all those tools, the photography tools, aside or in a box or sell it or whatever. Like put that aside to make room for all the supplies, so you're not having this like cluttered, congested feeling when it comes to working on something new in your life. So anyway, the fairy Nor knows, she knows that it's important to be tidy, and it's sometimes easy to get into having collections of things, and sometimes it feels cozy. There's a feeling of cozy, and then there's a feeling of cluttered, and you're trying to find the more of the cozy feeling. Some people like minimalistic and they think that's the way to go, and I kind of like it too sometimes, but you collect things and then you start to get cozy. So if you simplify those things that are in your collections, then you get a little bit better energy. And then you can go at it and start designing and decorating and doing this new thing that you want to do. Let's see what the tarot has to say about it. Okay, we have the Three of Swords. Okay, so Three of Swords is like an inspiration or enlightenment. Okay, and then we have the Hanged Man, which leads to enlightenment. It's like the blood running to your head. But the crown chakra is what's being lit up here. The crown chakra is getting this energy. Sometimes you might see the Hanged Man as some kind of sacrifice or some kind of surrender, and it's possible that there's a little bit of surrender here, especially when you need to surrender something old to add a new fresh breath into your life. But I feel like this inspiration leads to enlightenment, which opens up a whole new world. So there you have that message. You're opening up to a whole new world. So that's a very nice promise for me. Let's see what the Forest Fae have to say. Okay, I guess that one's for you. Wow. The Numina, seek inspiration in twilight wanderings. Interesting. So a little bit of wandering around at twilight. All right, and let's see what the Secret Garden has to say. All right, you have hidden depths. You only see the surface, so look beyond. There's more, a whole lot more. And I don't believe that you only see the surface. I believe that you do see more. But this is saying, do continue to keep looking deeper. It doesn't just stop there. It goes even deeper. And Spirit is saying, yeah, keep going, keep going. There's, sometimes you brush off things, not you particular, but people do, and you stop asking the question, why? And that, when you ask why, then you get into the moment again, and then you start to look a little bit deeper. So that could be it. Just asking why, going a little deeper this month will help you. All right, it's time for charms now. Here we go. Oh, my thumb got, oh, what's this? We don't want hair in here. My thumb got stuck on this. So if this is the male ring, okay? It can be masculine, but I just feel like I've always designated to represent the man. So a male person a person could be masculine, let's just say, however you resonate with this. But this is about somebody This is the man's wedding ring. So a man either divorcing, splitting up with someone, or committing to someone, or both, you know, divorcing one person and committing to another. So if you're in that kind of situation where you've been waiting for this person, or you are this person, you might be going through that kind of change right now. That's possible here. Also, we have, okay, so this is a crystal ball. I have a lot of marbles that represent planets, but this particular orb used to be on a stand, and the stand broke off, but it is the crystal ball, much like my crystal ball up here. I'll let you see it. See, there it is. My crystal ball is always up here on the altar if I need it for divination. And for you too, this is your divination. This is your ability to see into the future, to see what's there for you. It is you're seeing something, like maybe you can see something right now. Maybe you're going to tap into scrying, because scrying is a really interesting form of divination. It's very relaxing, and it's a beautiful way of seeing things to help guide you. So especially if you feel like you're a strong clairvoyant, where, you know, it has to do with visuals, pictures, images, that might be a great way for you to tap into that, or grow your clairvoyance by doing some scrying. Like, there is no right or wrong way. Some of it is just basically staring, and then you stare into it and then past it. And then once you stare past it and you let your eyes soften, then the images start to come. In just about anything. Crystal balls work great, but you can do it in water reflection. You can do it by looking at the clouds, things like that. So there you go, scrying for you. But not crying, scrying. Well, we got a lot of water here, so it's a month that you might deal with emotions, but also with love and water things and water signs, possibly. You also we have the little home, so it's like home sweet home. There could be some home improvements. Maybe, you know, the decluttering thing is actually something that you're going to be doing. I know I want to start. It's just a matter of starting at one place. And I feel like the first thing I want to do is paint my doors. I'm going to paint my doors and paint my bench. And then that will I feel like it will propel me into doing more and more and more. And then, you know, then before you know it, you've decluttered, you've renovated, you're updating, you're making things new and fresh again. And then we have the hanger here. So also another thing, like, especially those of you who have been through some transformation physically, like if you lost a lot of weight or something, you deserve a new wardrobe. You deserve something pretty. So I feel like the hanger represents wardrobe. But it's funny that the hanger came out and the hanged man. So there's some kind of hang in there message too as well. Sometimes we feel like, oh no, what am I going to do? And you feel a little lost. You feel like a little in between. And sometimes all we need is the encouragement that better things are ahead, you know, so just hang in there. We have the pipe, is the peace pipe. The Hopi Indians used pipe to bring the rain, so to me that represents manifesting. We also have the little rocking horse, and the rocking horse represents fertility, and we have in babies and things like that, but it could also be about creating things. You're not just making babies, but making things, anything. We have the red thread. The red thread could I sighed because I was thinking of babies, I guess. There's some for some people out there, it's definitely going to be getting pregnant. And we have the red thread, which represents like the twin flame energy. It's the Chinese version of the twin flame. You have a very strong connection to someone. And you may not know who this is yet, or you may know very well who this is. And it could be, could be a spouse, significant other, or somebody you just feel in your dreams, or somebody that you know them, but under certain circumstances you can't be with them. But maybe the ring here represents a change in that energy, possibly. You just never know. All right, and then we have we have Mary Magdalene. She represents like all kinds of woman causes. And so happy Mother's Day to any mom in May. That's the month for celebrating mothers and Mary and flowers and blooms and green, and it's just a beautiful, joyful month, a month to appreciate and celebrate all the beauty in the world, and especially the feminine energy. So let's all just send our love to our moms and our sisters and our daughters and our best friends and ourselves. If you're a woman. If you're not a woman, then find give love to the women around you that you love, and really celebrate. And I feel like with the high heel, like, oh my gosh, is that my sign to buy shoes? It's important to take care of yourself, pamper yourself. So definitely I'm seeing wardrobe for you, clothes and shoes. It's time to update your wardrobe, and sometimes that's just the thing that you need in order to feel like, to get that boost, to get the job, or get guys to look at you or girls to look at you. Those little things, those little tweaks. It's not so much it's about your confidence, it's about the feeling good. It's bringing your best self forward, your best foot forward. We're not trying to cater to other people's likes or dislikes. We're trying to just feel good in our own skin. And so try to focus on that, okay? And that just by feeling good about yourself, that's when you attract the things that you actually want. And besides actually manifesting the things you want, then that's also kind of another thing. It's like, if you imagining in your mind, well, I'm a millionaire, billionaire, CEO of this such and such company, la 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 la. If you have this big dream or idea or vision of, like, make a vision board, but not just draw it out or write it out or paste it out in pictures, but maybe live it sometimes. Just dress yourself up as this person. Go out about town. You don't have to spend any money. You just have to walk around as if you are this person. You really can attract that energy to you by acting as if. All right, so I'm going to move on to pile number 2. You're welcome to join me if you like. You can pick any pile, as many as you want, and you can just watch all 3 of them if you like. And a lot of people just like to sleep to the pile, so no, that's totally fine too. I'm not, it doesn't bother me. All right, moving on to pile number 2. And here is pile number 2. And we have this edible, yummy crystal orange calcite. That's what you chose. All right, and this is a Soulflower Oracle. So I love doing flower decks, especially during spring. And you have the chamomile, stability, even on a cloudy day. The sun is shining. It's just obscured. And the chamomile reminds you that even when faced with challenges and difficulties, your soul's warmth, serenity, and equanimity is always present within, soothing and calming, helping you weather any storm in a relaxed, harmonious state. All right, and the affirmation card is a Star Wars Oracle deck card. And so I have this for May 4th. Hopefully you'll see this before May 4th. If not, doesn't matter. The affirmations are awesome. And let's see what you get. You have Princess Leia saying, I am brave. I take action to define my role in the story. I rebel against expectations and forge my own path. Very strong feminine energy this May reading so far. And pile 1 was also very strong in the feminine. You're strong in the feminine. All right, and then we have our Beltane Oracle deck. And Beltane is a season that starts on April 30th and May 1st. And it's all about this beautiful season of the witch. And it goes a little bit beyond, but generally around this time of year. So we celebrate Beltane. The energies are like at their peak on April 30th, but we can still feel them. And your message is Sun God. Ooh, we've got a lot of this warm sun energy coming up. So come now, expand into the skies and into the shadows below. Interesting. All right, so I want to see more about the sun god. He is interesting. The sun god is the expression of masculine energy. So it seems like we have a balance here with the masculine and the feminine, or the masculine highly appreciating the feminine. And this is, he represents structure and authority and status. And I just did did it come out today? But I just did a daily dust where the Hierophant and the Hermit came out. The Hermit, although there was a picture of a man on it, it felt more of a feminine energy, maybe. Like it could have been two males with one masculine, one feminine energy, but it could have been any combination of things. But I was still sensing that the Hermit was the empath and the one that had to sort of separate from society a little bit. And the Hierophant's more like this guy, like more like the person that deals with structure, the daily ins and outs, the rituals, the following certain rules, doing things like that in a way that is what they're used to, but it's elevated, it's heightened. You know, he's not just mundane kind of person. He's actually quite enlightened, but he's able to move around the 3D world in this way. He doesn't let his emotions cloud his judgment, and he's very good with communicating clear logic, and he demonstrates his mastery and intellect in his daily dealings all the time. There are sometimes, if you have like a situation at hand, you could be dealing with multiple different people in your life, or one person can represent you, one energy could represent a person that's important to you, like a love interest. So with this particular person, there's some truth to the matter. You're going to get to the basis of the matter this month. And also there's a leader energy with this person. And the sun god is at his best when he uses his strength to bring out the best in others. So this could be like boss energy as well, or father or husband or boyfriend or love, or some supportive masculine in your life. Yeah. And you know what, I just want to know, I just noticed, like, okay, so interesting dynamics. We have so much going on out there when it comes to gender, and I don't want to get gender specific on anything, like put yourself where you see yourself. But in the spiritual community, I find usually there's the man that's doing the spirituality. Not all of them, but a lot of them. The man has a lot of femininity. But just because he has femininity doesn't mean that he's homosexual. You know, he's still heterosexual. So just kind of keep in mind, you know, that feminine doesn't necessarily relate to a sexual preference either. You know, feminine is just being more in tune with a certain aspect of yourself. And you're constantly balancing these aspects of yourself all the time anyway. And generally speaking, you're attracted to the person that has more of what you want, or more of what you need to balance yourself. And so there's a lot of that kind of connectivity. That's where the yin yang comes from. I don't know where all that came from, but there you go. So there's somebody could be a sun here and you could be their moon, or vice versa. All right, so we have also another beautiful deck, oracle deck, with the Fairy Forest. And you have before the gathering, celebration, anticipation, and event. So something really exciting could be happening for you this month, or for maybe it's just plain old Mother's Day that year. Oh, Mother's Day is not plain old, but it could represent the parties, the things that you go to, celebrations, prom, graduations, even sometimes as early as May. A lot of celebrating happening in May, and a lot of it can be based around the female or woman energy as well, especially like Mother's Day. So before the gathering is all about celebrations, right? And it's a time to acknowledge the markings and passings of the wheel, the great wheel our Celtic wheel, our seasons of the witch, or seasons of the fairy. It's time to look forward, to anticipate, to prepare, get engaged, get excited. It's something you may have longed to wish for, and now it's approaching. So just realize it's not just the event and the final destination, but it is the journey. Like maybe it's time to reflect on the journey that it's taken to get to this point, which seems like it's been very exciting. So it's about to come for you, and it's like in the future, which is kind of in the now, and in a certain way of looking at things. This card is a good omen for you, and it's time to put your nice clothes on. So it feels like pile 1 is trickling over to pile 2, especially in the charms. So go back in pile 1 and see what I'm talking about. So this is about updating wardrobe. Also could be updating things around your home, like getting a new set of pots and pans, or getting a new set of wine glasses or something, or a new set of plates. Like update and refine things within your environment, but especially, most importantly, yourself. Like pamper yourself. And it could be your birthday, or it could be some other occasion. It could be lots of things going on. And by the way, happy birthday to May people, and happy Mother's Day to any mommies out there. So I hope this is a wonderful, joyful month, full of applause and audiences and expression of bounty and exhilarating heralds and people just really congratulating you and supporting you and recognizing you for all the good that you are and all the good that you've done, no matter what. Even if you are not in any of those categories of mother, graduate, or anything else, you still have every reason to celebrate your life. So find a special day for you and with a loved one maybe, and just celebrate being together, celebrate being you. All right, let's see what your tarot has to say. So this is the forest creatures. We have the fairy forest, and I just feel May is so so woodsy and greeny. That's the way I see May, as a green month. So we've got coins. The Ace of Coins is definitely money coming towards you, some kind of riches, so how are we getting to this? And it looks like the sun energy, and it also kind of makes me think of one half of the yin yang. And then we have the cups, the 8 of Cups, which is like walking away. So there's some things that some direction you may have to go in, something you have to walk away from in order to achieve some money, some abundance. And you have the 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands to me represents like beaten but not battered, broken but not, down but not out. Like, don't count me out. I still have so much that I'm going to do, and so much that I can provide. Even in your down days, maybe you had a difficult April and you're like, I'm going to turn it around. I'm reinventing myself entirely. I'm going to donate all my old clothes, buy a new wardrobe, start fresh, start with a new idea, a new feeling, a new energy, let go of the old, assess the things that worked in my life and let go of the things that didn't work. You're a warrior, and the warrior spirit is about, the battles and then the getting back up again. You get knocked down, but you get back up again. And then you look around and you're like, okay, what am I going to do now? What am I doing? Where do I go? I can do this. The thing about the 9 is always about abundance. And it's just saying that that right after that step of taking this is like your second win, taking a little break, gathering up your strength, feeling confident in yourself, and then going for it. Like you're almost there, you're making it, you're going to have this reward for all the hard work that you've done, things like that. It could represent things like marathon races and things like that too. I see the 10 of Wands, a little bit more of that energy, more like the finish line energy. But the Nine of Wands too is also, to me, is about celebrating yourself, you know, the ups and downs that you've been through and that you're still alive. You know, I'm still standing, that kind of energy, you know. So I feel like it's a beautiful, sunny, warm energy here for April. You're connecting with maybe somebody who is like your yin yang with them. Somebody is moon energy, somebody's sun energy. And there's a celebration, and there's a sense of release and letting things go, but also receiving great abundance here. Let's see what else. We're going to use the Forest Fae Oracle to get another message. Not all those messages. This one would be fine. This is a very green spread, you know, yellow and green. Well, okay. This one wants we have, okay, I'm going to just read these. Seed spells, create your story. It's the most potent form of magic. And look, you got the sun in the back there. Hedge guardians, walk widdershins and seek the land under the hill. Okay. The troll fae, follow the secret signs as treasures can be found where you least expect them. Interesting. And then I think this is the one we're going to put out there on your spread, on your altar. To the greenwood, to the greenwood, to the greenwood. Seek comfort and acceptance. Be kind to yourself. I was saying that. Okay. Be kind to yourself. I feel like I went off into my fairy godmother. I am your fairy godmother. My fairy godmother voice. When I get older, I'm gonna sound like the fairy godmother. Hello, everyone. I'm your fairy godmother. So now let's see the secret garden. What message do we have from the secret garden? Okay, forgiveness. Okay, something interesting happening here. A crushed flower still gives off sweet scent. That's very nice. I like that very much. And this is like your like crushed flower right here. You know, this could be, you know, it could be something simple like, you know, gym or athletics or something like that. But it could be somebody that's gone through quite a lot, maybe a toxic relationship or something. Forgiveness is really for you and not for the other person. Forgiveness is about releasing this energy, toxic weight that holds you down, and letting it go, and it doesn't matter anymore. It's not part of you. It's not a part of your existence. It's not a part of who you are. It doesn't define you or impact you anymore. You've released it. So forgiveness to me is kind of a form of release. It's not a form of saying what you did was fine. Of course not. No, what they did was awful. If that's pertains to you, when people do wrong you, then that's a wrong. It's not fair. It's not right. But they have their own path and karma to deal with, and you know, you can make your peace. You can say whatever you want. You can take them to court. You can do lots of things if you want to. But ultimately, forgiveness is for you, and that's your best way to let it go. Okay, let's see what your charms have to say. Here we go. Ooh, you have a lot of letters. You have some Star Wars going on in here too. So let's look at your net. Oh my gosh, you got name. Okay, let me go ahead and do name so I don't forget. Whenever name comes out, if you've been following me long enough, you know that when name comes out, we do Scrabble. And it'll be nice to do this first, so that way you can, while I'm telling you your charms, you can decide what words are coming out for you. Some of you may know some of this. So it looks like we have a John. Yeah. If you don't know John, then maybe John represents a or maybe Joan, Ed, 2 J's. I'm gonna trade in these guys and get something else for you. You're welcome to keep those letters in your, if you want to use them. But I traded them in for an N and an E. And so we have John, and John could be an important word, a man's name for you. Could be some kind of saint or angel too coming through. And Edge, I feel like there could be, that just represents like the precipice on the edge of something. Just like right there, like I was saying, this kind of 9 of Wands or 10 of Wands energy. You're almost there, and sometimes just at the edge of it, we sometimes give up, not realizing we only had to take one more step. It was just right there. And so don't give up on that. And any letters, any other thing that you want to see, move the letters around in your mind, or screenshot it, write them down, play with it. We have he and heed and God and dog. Oh, and we have Jedi. We don't have the I, but I feel like that's pretty close. Okay, so you have an idea, play time, color, sure. You have true, idea, good. See, with the cups, we definitely have celebrations this month. We have star, which is hope, but also could represent like star power, like getting noticed. And you have inspire. You have the caviar. Caviar is a good sign. It means that you have more than enough. You have like mad money, or you have money you're able to spend on the frivolous things, or the fancier things, the fine things. The car is good. Could represent travel and dates, and could also represent maybe something like getting a new car, or souping up a car, because we do have all this updating of things. It could mean trading in your car. As long as Mercury's in retrograde, I don't recommend doing too much different when it comes to car stuff, but definitely keep up your car maintenance for sure. And then we have Saint Margaret. Saint Margaret appeared to Saint Joan. Margaret is, a beautiful energy here, and beautiful saint to look up to. We have love. Then we have this kind of like tree of life. It all kind of like stems from this tree of life. We have the number 5 and 30. Oh wow, that 530 was Beltane. So I definitely think you're continuing with this Beltane energy. Not all who wander are lost. I mean, you may be going through that yourself. And if you ever feel like, what's going on? Where am I headed? What am I doing? Don't beat yourself up over it. You're not actually lost. You're actually enjoying the journey. And I think a lot of people forget to enjoy the journey, and they're all about the destination. But you also have a promise that your destination is going to be quite amazing, and it's happening sooner than you realize. You're just like one step away from this destination. All right, so we have the TIE Fighter, and the TIE Fighter in Star Wars is that energy that kind of blocks us or wants to knock us down. I often see it too as just when the TIE Fighter wants to knock Luke down before he can blow up the Death Star, in comes the X-Wing fighter and knocks the TIE Fighter down. So you just never know how things are going to turn out. Maybe you see it as this, it's bleak and it's not in my favor, but there could be a surprise right behind you, right around the corner. Look at that, you've got a ring. It looks like possible commitments and proposals and engagements. That could be something you're celebrating this month. And we have, is that the Mohawk Lily? The Mohawk Lily is a saint that represents the outcast, the downtrodden, the misfit types, people who get ridiculed and persecuted. So So if you feel like you're one of those kinds of people, you definitely have a saint that's looking out for you. But you could be like this person, you could be like the saint and help out those kinds of people. Or you can not see yourself as you're down, but you're not out. You don't have to even see yourself as down. You don't have to see yourself as that way. But just know that if you feel that you need that help, the energy, the presence is there to help pick you up, lift you up. You have sister of the bride, so either you or your sister's getting married, but sister of the bride sometimes makes me think that represents you. Like you have both sister and bride here. You could be one or the other, but you could possibly be bride. And it could also be that you're going to a wedding, and maybe meeting somebody through there. We have the lock. It feels like your heart's locked up, and let's see, somebody might have the key, but right now it looks like there is a potential yin-yang energy. I sense it out there for you. Some of you, this part of the message may not resonate. Maybe you're happy with the relationship that you're in, but I feel like there's some of you out there, you're the moon. You're the moon. You're connecting with the sun. So some of you may resonate with that, but some of you also may be feeling kind of locked up, like you're protecting your heart, because we also have the bird in the cage. And so trying to play it safe, stay indoors or stay away from people. And that after a while you get a little stir crazy and you want to get out and about. So go ahead and let yourself release yourself from your cage. You've got the Namaste hand, the Hamsa hand with the letter C attached to it. The butterfly is all about transformation. We also have the number 22 and an apple. And give that apple to your teacher, or just eat apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Actually, apples are quite good if you for your teeth, if you want to keep nice teeth too. All right, so I'm going to move on to pile number 3. You're welcome to join me. Like some of you are here for all 3 piles. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. That helps actually my algorithms. The more people watch the channel, the better. I mean, the more watch time. If you watch all 3, especially if you watch commercials or click through the commercials, that helps me a lot too. And yeah, those are just little ways that you can help me with the channel. You can share, you can like, and subscribe if you're new. I would really love it if you subscribed and you haven't yet. Would really appreciate that. And be sure to tell friends about it. It's just a very loving message that I love to give to you guys, a very inspiring message, something that you can use to help you down the path of your month of May. All right, I'm going to move on to pile number 3. You're welcome to join me, and I'll see you there. All right, and here we have pile number 3 with the Celestite. Celestite, celestial. Here we go. Put that right there. So let's see what we have for your Soulflower card. The Soulflower is the oracle. The flowers, not the first one. And we have wood botany. Grounding, like a loving hug, wood botany energy is very physical, calming and grounding, helping you connect with your intuition and gut feelings, and strengthening your boundaries so that you can manage relationships and responsibilities with ease and a strong sense of physical and emotional well-being. Very nice. Okay. Let's see what your affirmation, Star Wars affirmation is. So among a lot of wonderful holidays and celebrations, we've got May 4th, we've got Cinco de Mayo, we got Mother's Day, and a lot of other great ways to celebrate May. It's just a beautiful May tag. We had Beltane, which is April 30th to May 1st. So this May energy is so fresh and green and spring-like. That's how I feel about May. And your affirmation is, I have hope. I can face any challenge as long as I have faith that my path is on the side of the light. Right? Sparkles of light, soul, S-O-L, is sparkles of light. And just by you being here, you are a sparkle of light. So let's see what your Beltane message is. So this is Seasons of the Witch Beltane version of the deck. And it's got this nice gold edge. It's actually kind of honey edged. It's very beautiful gold. Ooh, you got love spell. Let the honey of your soul swell in the depths of love. So speaking of honey, and I just want you to see how, first of all, it looks like this, Beltane. This is I just really liked this deck when I got it. And I was trying to find a lot of beautiful, different colored edge decks. And at first I thought I was disappointed. I was like, oh, gold again. Well, it's not just any kind of gold. It very much feels like honey. And the whole deck with the bees and the words, you have indulgence there. The whole deck feels like you're licking honey. I don't know. It's just very nice. So let's see what this love spell. Love spell. Something in the air. Something in the air for you in love. Whether you're with somebody, you're looking to be with somebody, beware that you may be inclined to do a love spell to catch somebody's interest. But the witches are saying beware of that. I actually went through a phase too, where I wanted to do a love spell. I wanted to see if that would work, and I really researched that a lot. But just for the fun of it, I did an actual love spell reading, and around Halloween, and that was really interesting. But there was a lot of like advice about love spells, because love spells. Oh, I had a tickle in my throat. Love spells should be approached with clarity and understanding of the outcome that you're seeking. Sometimes it's just enough to write a list of things that you're looking for in a person without spelling out a specific person's name. And that makes things very loose with your connection with spirit. Because spirit, you're co-creating with spirit. You may have your own ideas and designs, but you're not micromanaging spirit. Micromanaging spirit, that doesn't work. You're not telling spirit what you're doing, this is how it's going to go down, and I'm just going to have exactly this, and this. No, because spirit is like your higher self. Your higher self knows better than your ego self, and your higher self will say, okay, hold up there. I know what's the best for you, and that's not the best for you. I promise you. If you want to go through that experience, I can't stop you, but I know what's the best for you. So sometimes the things that come out, your path, your road doesn't always look the way you want it to look. Just be aware. But you can do certain loving intention spells, love energy spells, where you're attracting the best for you, for the good of all, and so with harm to none. Those kinds of spells are, that's what you got to focus on. You have to focus on making sure it's not just a selfish endeavor, that it's something that's good for you and that won't harm anyone else as well. So what do you truly want out of life? What do you need to feel whole and fulfilled? What causes your heart to swell with depths of love? Most love journeys start with self-love anyway. And if you find that thing that feeds your own soul, then everything just falls into place after that. Then you will attract the one that's meant for you. So knowing what you need is the first step towards embracing it. The universe is ready to fulfill your dreams, but before it can do so, it needs to know without a doubt what your dreams are. Love spell means that you're ready to establish your system of beliefs and sacred principles that will define all your choices moving forward. If you're asking about love, then this card is guiding you to be clear about the type of love you're seeking. If your question is about success, then this card is telling you to seek clarity about what success means to you. Whatever your question is at the time, even if it's not about love at all, or you're just a little bit curious about love, or maybe you have plenty of love in your life already, then this card can just represent an invitation to gain better understanding of yourself and your intentions. So if you're saying that you want more money or more abundance, why, what, kind of like keep peeling away those layers. so you can feel happy. Like, okay, what does happiness look like to you? How does it feel? When in your life have you felt happy? Like, was it times in your life where you had a lot of money, or was it times in your life where there was just a general sense of peace and equilibrium, and you didn't it wasn't necessarily about abundance. It can be, but it wasn't necessarily about like the things that you had, or a lot, like it's those happy times in your life have to do with when those things actually don't matter that much. Haven't you noticed? So I feel like your May is going to be a time where you explore these little thoughts and ideas. Okay, so we have another lovely oracle card from the Fairy or Fairy Forest Oracle, and you have the Green Witch. This is fresh and new and spring. Feels like, to me, spring is so green. It's so beautiful. It's so rich with the fern, like overhanging vines and ivy and honeysuckle and honey, and I just love that May makes me think of that. I feel like April is a transition month from the cold to the warm, but May it just starts to get really rich, and it's rainy, and things are blooming and blossoming so much more, and then June will be a transition month into the hot days. We're dealing with a lot of sun. But it feels like, to me, May is like this perfect balance between sun and rain and earth. And that's why nature just looks so beautiful in May. And so this is all about pure of heart. The whole world is full of potential. This is the feeling of starting something new. Maybe Beltane just really kind of felt like a launching pad to feel in this whole spring energy, like you can really create with this energy, it's like pounding on the pumping through your blood. And so this Green Witch she has a message for you. She is green, as in the fresh new shoot from the seed pushing urgently towards the sun. She is connected to the earth. She flows with the cycles of nature. She is green, and she looks as much to the natural world for company and friendship and fulfillment as you currently do to fellow humans. Maybe you're like her. Maybe you connect with humans and the natural world, Connect with nature, connect with animals and plants and all the surroundings. And sometimes it's not even easy to connect with humans. Sometimes, some of you may just rather connect with the natural world. And the Green Witch is your reminder to begin to reconnect, especially right now when things are greener and wilder and a little bit more overgrown, So there's a lot of beautiful natural places out there. It's time to go exploring. Go back to a place where you don't have where you're not even thinking about your expectations. Go back to a clean slate, an innocent place. The Green Witch is about innocence, and spring is about innocence. So empty yourself of expectations and stories and knowledge, and just admit that in some circumstances, at some times, you're like a baby. You're a newborn. You don't always know everything at every moment, and it's time to learn have patience with yourself as you're learning new things. And embrace that, and embrace your renewal energy. And then you can learn where to go from there. And if you are following me from pile 1 all the way to pile 3, and just this whole energy, all three piles feels like new things, ideas, and implementing things and learning new things about yourself and cleaning out the old and regeneration and starting fresh and new in different areas of your life. It could be different for different people out there. Some of you could be having babies. Some of you could be having new careers. Some of you could be reinventing yourself or your home or your environments, So be new, be fresh, be unwise, be unknowing, be innocent, and then let the new cycle begin again. Okay, and so your tarot is, okay, we have, let's start here. We have the Nine of Cups. So Nine of Cups is wonderful. It's like a great amount of contentment, abundance in emotions, and feel goods, like this feel good energy. Like you know exactly how to tap into this, and it could have to do a lot with your environment, with the natural resources that you get in touch with. So much cup energy. It's just like just all this like love energy coming through. Oh, and the Lovers. So if you already have established relationships, things are like really intensifying. If there's somebody out there that you are trying to attract, we have the Love spell. There's like a new approach that you're gonna figure out. Start this approach in an innocent, childlike way, babe way, like not cynical and not negative, like, oh, boys, or oh, girls, or this is not gonna work. Look at this with bright eyes and see the magic, the ability, the possibilities that could happen, because I feel like you truly are attracting something that's quite magical, and you just didn't. And when it happens, it will feel like a lovely surprise too. So single people too, maybe connecting, falling in love. The Ace of Cups represent falling in love too. All right, let's see what the Forest Fae Oracle has. All right, you have the Numina, Seek Inspiration and Twilight Wanderings. This came out for pile number 1, and this feels so full circle to me. And you may be like encountering somebody through your wanderings, and especially through the forest and in green places. Let's see about the Secret Garden. This definitely pile 3 feels like a secret garden kind of reading, like really tapping into nature, enjoying. Maybe you're going to be working on your garden this May. Okay, you have relax and persevere. Keep going. Leave no stone unturned, but also find time to relax and delight in powdered gold sunshine. Yeah, maybe this one's going back to pile number 2. Like the sun really came out in pile number 2, so I would totally recommend you watching that reading too if you haven't already. All right, I'm going to see now what your charms are going to say. All right, so we have Shiner, which is about beer and Texas and shiny things and specialty. It could just, any of those words could really stand out for you, or it could be just something connecting you with the joy of beer, of connecting with those ways that we release and enjoy. Sometimes it's okay, just a little here and there, but don't overdo it. Okay, and then we have the pipe wrench. So the pipe wrench deals with the water pipe, and water pipes to me are a conduit of the water, right? And so it represents emotions and love. And so the wrench is about fixing these things, the connecting with love situation. So your love situation is definitely improving in May, one way or the other. Even if you're in an established relationship, you may be evolving higher, getting closer, going to the next level, whatever that may be. And then you have, so somebody here could be feeling a little odd, a little unusual. Could be somebody who has a certain certain thing about their skin, like tattoos or vitiligo or something like that. That's how I see this particular. I don't even know if it's a giraffe or a zebra or what it is. It's like it's a little bit different on the outside. Have you guys noticed? I was watching some commercial. It was like some kind of like Maybelline or beauty commercial, and the girls. There's a few girls in the commercial that had vitiligo, and I thought, how neat is that? You know, before the standard of beauty was so high, you know, everybody had to be flawless and you know, size of toothpicks, and now we have all shapes and sizes and all ethnicities, and even now skin colors and disability levels. It's like, you know, beauty is beauty, and being able to highlight all these varieties of what we can see as beauty, like beauty beyond just the skin and the surface, I think is lovely. So a miracle is coming through. The hug, it started off with this hug. You know, I feel like you might be getting like an actual physical energy with somebody. Somebody you can actually touch and hold, because this is a loving hug coming through this fairy. But it could also be like maybe a dream where you're actually hugging somebody, holding somebody, just something that feels so real. But I think when you dream these things that feel real, that means that it's actually going to be real. We also have the little rocking horse, which represents fertility or babies. And we had a little of this on pile 2 as well. So another sign that we could be connecting piles together. We have the deep and beautiful mermaid. She represents communication and also beauty. Like beauty is of course mermaids. Well, most mermaids that I imagine are beautiful. I see them. But of course some of the original depictions of mermaids, they weren't so beautiful. They were kind of more like monsters. So it's just the way you see it. But I see mermaid as beautiful. Also, you know, the most recent Disney mermaid is now a black girl. So that's another way that we're showing diversity and the ability to see that there's more than one kind of beauty out there. And then we have this beautiful little bowler cap, which to me represents a past life energy. We have, what's this? We have Mr. or Saint. Oh, this is Mrs. No, it's Saint Cecilia. None of the saints are. Well, maybe they are Misters and Mrs. Who knows? Saint Cecilia is the patron saint of music, so that's going to be very important to you. Musical connections and keeping your music going. And then we have Joan of Arc again. So Joan of Arc, she came out in pile number 2 as well, or pile number 1. But Joan of Arc energy, the woman energy coming through. Or no, it was Mary Magdalene. But Joan of Arc also very strong woman energy, and that was another theme I feel like in all 3 piles. Is May is this like a very strong woman focus on this month. We also have Pentacles, so lots of money for you, feeling sturdy. Oh, we got the Canada pin, so you could be connecting with somebody in Canada, or you could live in Canada, or have some kind of work or something having to do with it, or not, or be just drinking some Canadian syrup or beer. Oh, look, we have Texas and Canada. And then, so I'll take this as my pile then, because I have hope and love and perseverance and leveling up relationships. Oh, and we had it. Oh, look, there's my initial J that fell down. I didn't see that. And I'll take this as that I need to buy a new wardrobe too. Oh, look, you have glasses. Maybe you need new glasses, or you just need to zoom in and look at the details a little bit. We also have, the Taj Mahal, or some kind of building. It represents destinations, seeing the sights, possible travel. Very nice. And I hope you guys like that. Before I go, I just would like to say thank you so much for being here. If you are new to the channel, I really, really appreciate you stopping by. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate you returning and watching my videos. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, hit that little thumb to get a little message. Not a message, to get a little confetti party. Like if you want a party, hit that thumb and you get a little party. Also, please check out the whole channel. Like, I have different pages. The community page, I'll post new things all the time about like what I'm doing or things that I'm passing along to you that you might like. You can hang out with me on Instagram, even sing with me on Smule. There's lots of ways where you can connect with me. If you need a private reading, email me and I will send you my how-to list. And before I go, you know, there's one more level besides being a subscriber, which helps quite a lot, a great deal. Just even if you're not a subscriber and you're just watching this, like, watch time helps me so much with the algorithms, and I really, really need your help and appreciate your help. But most of all, my members, I'm going to shout out my members and thank you so much. Just to start, just to become a member, just to add, you know, to get a little boost and be part of this channel and be official Sparkle of Light for $1.99 a month is so appreciated. And I thank Guacamole, Stoya, Divine Pearls, Maurice, Divine Goddess, Patricia, Andres, Jim, Alexis, Miss Fred, Giggles, Rainbow, Esmeralda, Gloria, and somebody who has no name. My Fool of Faithers, Wolfie Baby Doll, Laura Ochoa, and Mary Joy, thank you so much. My Twin Flamers, Jolene Sutton and Luisa Silva, really appreciate you. There is a Golden Fairy level. Somebody out there would like to take that one. And Platinum Pixie, that's the highest level. It comes with a lot of perks. You get to have a nice 25-minute reading, really long reading for only $25 plus charms. So, and it's completely personal, and it's a video I make for you, and I give you this private video link that you can watch as many times as you want, and I won't delete it unless you tell me to. So that's a nice perk to have if you want to be a Platinum Pixie to support this channel. I'd really appreciate it. I also appreciate my patrons, Melanie, Trini, Terry, Marie, and Tracy. And if you'd like to become part of the Patreon page, that is also another place where I've been really getting into my digital art. So you can go over there and see some of the tutorials that I've been going through. So I have a lot of landscape tutorials I'm doing now, and I have one eyeball tutorial, and I can't wait to get better and better and better at drawing. So through digital art, like I've been an artist most of my life, mostly pencil color portraits is what I usually do, and so I'd like to turn that talent and ability into something that's smoother and easier to print and easier to transfer through media, and that's why I'm getting more into digital drawing. And so I appreciate there's all the help that you guys give me over there. I was able to get this iPad, and now I'm using the Procreate application and creating these wonderful images, and I'm just going to keep going and going. And look out soon for some beginner ideas for a fairy tarot deck. I'm about to complete my Lenormand deck pretty soon, so that will be the next thing out. But the Patreon page is where you're going to really see most of those developments over there. Every once in a while I'll post things in my Instagram page, but if you really want to follow my artwork and support me that way, then I would appreciate your support on Patreon. And there's a lot of tiers on Patreon, starting really low as well, going all the way up to some big not higher than platinum. There's a diamond fairy. If you want to be a diamond fairy, that's like $100 if you want to do that. You don't have to do that, of course. In any level is truly 100% appreciated. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all that you do for me and this channel. And I will see you at the next reading. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.